Hi, Facebook. It's Latoya here for Financial Friday Live. Hope everyone's doing well today. I'm going to give it a minute or two here and, for the audience to build, and we'll get started. Hope everyone's having a great Friday. It's a little chilly here in Texas today. We woke up with some chilly weather. So fall is officially here, my favorite time of the year. So I got on some sleeves today for the chilly weather. Um, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Today's topic is being rich versus being wealthy. Now, a lot of people may be saying, well, isn't that the same thing? Believe it or not, riches and wealth is actually measured by one tool. And it's a tool that you can't buy, but it's a tool that, if not used properly, it can either give you much success or it can give you much failure. That tool that differentiates riches versus wealth is time. So you measure riches and wealth with time. And I'm going to break that down a little bit for you. A lot of people may be like, well, I mean, we see it all the time, music videos, the reality shows. They show these glamorous lifestyles and everything. And then within, say, 5 to 8 years, it's like poof. You no longer hear this person's name. You no longer see any mentions of them as far as it regards to money or career wise, right? So with that, lets you know that basically you can have it today and it's gone tomorrow. Now, the issue with that is while they were making the millions of dollars or whatever they were getting, they didn't invest it while they had that stream of income coming in. So I'm going to break that down a little bit for you. So as many of you know, we hear horror stories all the time of professional athletes, while they're making, they're like, man, they made $15 million in like, 4 to 5 years and, now they're broke. Well, this is the reason why most athletes are rich. So let's get that right. They're not wealthy. And as I said, the tool that differentiates that is time and investing. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips today on how to become wealthy. Your ultimate goal is to build wealth. Great example. Many people know of the name Hilton. Okay. Hilton hotel chain. The money that the Hiltons kids and grandkids and great grandkids and probably 20, 30 more generations, more than likely that family will probably never go broke. So that gets us to first tip number one. Wealth is having so much money that it literally will never run out. That's wealth. Those are your Hiltons, your Rockefellers, your Rothschilds. Google these names. The, you thought millions were a lot. These people are in the trillions. So there you go. So yeah, wealth is to the point I mean, you literally could, okay, let's just look at our generation now. Oprah, Bill Gates, those are some, big names. These are billionaires. They literally have so much money. Like by the time that they're spending the money that they have, they've already generated it again. Through more than likely just different streams of income, as we know with Oprah Winfrey, great fan of hers. She's a Mississippi native as well, as many people know, from Kosciuszko, Mississippi, which is I think a little bit north of Jackson. But she came from very humble beginnings, and she's a billionaire. So I'm pretty sure she learned early on, in order for me to make an impact, I'm going to have to think wealth versus rich. Because there was a time she was just rich. She was actually on one of the richest. I think she still makes that list, but I mean, when you're in the $1 billion mark, I mean, come on, people. I mean, come on. I mean, you're wealthy at that point. So she managed to get her wealth in one lifetime. Now, as well as Bill Gates. Now, a lot of people aren't able to do that. Those are very far and few between. Okay, so let's get that right. Most people build wealth over generations, and that's where you come up with the term of generational wealth, which means my great grandfather was a great example, Madam C.J. Walker, the inventor of the hot comb for African Americans. She was one of the only black millionaires, during that time. I think this was like back in the 20s or 30s, somewhere in there. So her doing that, creating that tool, all of the people that fell in line with her kids, grandkids, guess what? I'm pretty sure those kids are not lacking for anything today. I can almost guarantee you that. So, when it comes to wealth, you have to think outside of self. You have to think, I want to make sure that my grandkids are not suffering for nothing, which basically means you're creating a legacy. You know your name. That's how you see your Hiltons and your Rockefellers and all those, right? So that's definitely where you want to go in terms of when you're saying building wealth. Because as I said, wealth is generational. Riches is, it can be here today and gone tomorrow. We see it all the time. Number two, so we know number one is for wealth, as far as defining wealth, is to have so much money that it never runs out, right? Um, we have a guest here today. My husband just came back in from out of town. Say hello.
Hey, what's up?
Jeremiah says hello to everybody. He just got in from out of town
What
for
we
business.
doing? What we doing?
Riches versus wealth.
Oh, I think I know those two people.
You're so silly.
I know both of them. We kin twice removed, first cousin.
Okay, I'm want to get something. But back to the broadcast. Um, we want to, as I said before, with wealth, you basically want to create wealth where you never have to worry about money again. Is where you want to get it to. So that's tip number one. Also, wealth means you never have to even think about the possibility of poverty again. That's another definition of wealth. So we're going to go on to number 2, creating residual income streams. Now, a lot of people may be like, what in the world is that? Basically, you want to get to a point, whether this is in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s, or whenever you decide to do this. Financially, you want to make sure you have as many streams of income coming into your household as possible. Okay? That's how most people stay wealthy. Um, Case in point, Oprah Winfrey, as I stated, she not only has her own channel, right? OWN, OWN Network, for those that never heard of it. Oprah Winfrey Network is what it stands for. She not only has her own channel, she still works on her network. She has the masterclass, a show that she hosts herself on her channel. She has she acts, because she continues to act in movies and drama shows on her network, right? So hey, a lot of you may be like, well, man, she's worth I think she's worth like 2 point something billion. Yeah, that's billion with the B. And she still works. So as you can see, building wealth is not one of those things like, oh, well, I created my billion, I'm done. No. You continue to build wealth as much as you can until God takes you away. So whatever you're not enjoying, your kids can enjoy it, and their kids, and their kids, and their kids, and 20 more generations, their kids. So that's where you want to get to. So a lot of people may be thinking, well, what are these different residual income streams? Well, I'm going to give you some examples. Okay. It could be going into business for yourself, as I've done. You know, I'm an entrepreneur now, I have my own accounting business. It could be creating a product that you can sell to others in order to get income from that. So whether you're providing a product or a service, it could be something you have a passion about, and you would like to actually, just start it as a side business. Side business, whether it's doing hair, cutting yards. You want to get as many streams of income. Also, I wouldn't necessarily say easy, but one great stream of income is investments. You can get, because after a while you want your investments to start paying you, which we call dividends. So you won't even get to a point in your investment portfolio where you're cutting yourself a check from the money you've invested. That's where you want to get to. And that's actually a goal I'm working on right now, by the way. So with that being said, is there anything anyone wants to ask me in regards to the topic today, rich versus wealth, and how to help get there? And I'm going to actually look up here a few more incomes here, so you guys have more of a understanding on what I'm saying. And I'll just give a few on here, just to so we're gonna stop here now for Q&A. Is there anything you guys would like to ask me in regards to rich versus wealth? Oh, let me do a few shout outs. I got a little audience here. Um, Tez Sheena, Marquita, Sister Irene, Brother Brad. I am doing good. How are you? Katie, Anquinette, Tony, as I like to say, Cookie, Shaquika, Tanya, and Erilyn. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining in. So, do you any of you guys have any questions in regards to streams of income? Like, how do I like what is this? Well, you know what? Let me back up here a minute and give you some examples of residual income. As I already said, investment is like a huge part that a lot of people use to build wealth. One thing you do want to have in your portfolio is real estate. That can be your primary residence. It can be a vacation home. It could be a rental property. Eventually you want that property to, return some type of investment. Also, it goes back to getting out of debt. You can't build wealth if you're in debt. So, in other words, what would be the purpose of, say, Oprah Winfrey to be worth $2 billion and she owes $1.3 billion? Wealth isn't that much now, is it? Yeah. So, goes back to what I tell y'all every week. Get out of debt. You got to get out of debt. When you're out of debt, it frees your money to invest, to create those other streams of income. But I want to give you guys a few ideas on what you can do to create income. And these are everyday things. And actually, one of the people that's tuning in, your business is on here. So I'm going to give you a few here. Blogging, whether it's video or they call it vlog, whether it's video or writing articles. Selling insurance. All these examples I'm giving you are different ways you can create extra income to get extra income in your home. Creating expert videos. Running a class, whether it's for local, organizations, like a coupon class for those that like to coupon. I know Sister Irene, I know that's something she does and she's awesome at it. If you see where people can, if you see a need in the area, like say you have a lot of pets in the neighborhood, hey, create a dog poop business. You'll be surprised how much they make. It's a pretty big business right now. It can be something on the technical side, converting old videos to DVDs. That's a good side business. You can tutor if you're an expert in your field. Look at tutoring or teaching part-time. You can consult in your field. Are you an IT expert or insurance expert? Leverage that. Make some money from it. Car detailing. Do you like to wash cars? I know Tez is, I follow him. He's doing really well with his detailing thing. It's a great way to, boost your income. Writing resumes. Cleaning homes. Or just cleaning out people's garage so as you can see, there's a ton of ways to get in extra income, to make sure that money is flowing. So if you didn't get anything else out of this video today, I want you to change your mindset from being rich to being wealthy. And as I said, the difference between being rich and versus wealth is being rich is temporary. It can be gone just like that. Being wealthy is generational. So it all boils down to is time. You can't get time back. So with that being said, if there's no questions, Brad has a question. I'm sorry. Um, he asked, one of the things I heard, I'm not sure who that name is, say was we should all have a LLC. Um, me being a business consultant, um, it really depends on your industry. And for those that don't know, a LLC is a limited liability company, which basically means it separates your personal assets from your business assets. So say if you were to go into a lawsuit and your business is ABC LLC, they can only come after ABC LLC. They can't come after Brad Peters, if that makes sense. I would definitely say more than likely in the when you're selling products or a service that has high risk, like a moving service, things like that, I would definitely recommend an LLC. Most professional services, I mean, you can start it off as an LLC, but as I said, it really depends on your, depends on your industry. I'll just say that. Because I mean, you have some things you can build just from being a sole proprietor, without just jumping into the LLC thing. But I would say probably over 80% of businesses, yeah, most of them start off as an LLC. Does that answer your question, Brad? So silly. Okay, if there's no other questions, we're gonna call. Okay, awesome, awesome. So we're gonna call it a day. Thank everyone for tuning in once again to Financial Friday. Oh, also, I need to announce I have a contest coming. As many as you know, I just started my YouTube channel and I need to get to 100 subscribers in order to make it customized. Okay. So it'll be youtube.com/Genesis Enterprises is what I want to get to. So what I'm offering to my listeners, for those that follow me, if you can help me get to 100 subscribers, whoever the 100th person is, you will get $25 off any of my services. I repeat, $25 off any of my services. My services are bookkeeping, payroll, tax preparation, tax season is coming up, and financial counseling. So, whoever is the lucky person to be the 100th subscriber to my YouTube channel to make it Genesis Enterprises officially, you get that $25 off any of my services. Okay? So, pass the word, share the video, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye.